me introduce you to the sidebar. You'll notice there are two arrows on the sides of the panel. By tapping onto those, it'll open up the sidebar. There are 5 features on the sidebar. The first of these is the home option. So that will bring you back to this screen, doesn't matter where you are. If you have a laptop connected with cables, you will still see the sidebar, and by tapping on that, you can bring you back to home here. If you have a PC at the back end of your panel, then it will also bring you back. The next one down, taking you to the previous screen that you happen to be on. The third one down shows you the open apps. So by tapping on that, you'll see that we have the whiteboard there open. This is an important feature because it's important that you remove any apps that you have and close them down. So just like a mobile phone, if you have a lot of apps open, it will slow down the panel, just like it slows down a mobile phone. The way that you can remove those apps is by either going to the bottom of the screen or tapping the broom, or you can take the app that you have open and you can flick it off. This is also a very handy feature in that you can set things up that you might want to be doing in the day. So for example, we can go to the whiteboard. The whiteboard is open. You can then open up a session that you might have already recorded. You might have something you want to write up. So you can set up your whiteboard, but rather than just leaving it open there, you can go back to your sidebar and go back to home. You may want to go to the browser and type in a YouTube link so that it's ready to go. And then you can go back to home. The benefit of that is that the students don't see what you've got there. And so when you want to actually use them, you go back to the open apps that you have, you tap the one that you want, and then it's going to open up. So it's much quicker than you having to set things up and type them up at the time. The fourth one down shows you windowed apps. Now what this does is that you can actually have a number of windows open at the same time on the screen. There are 2 screens. You'll see that there are 8 options there, an additional 2 at the back. So the browser and WPS Office. One of the features that a lot of people have been looking for, which is an amazing feature, is if you have your laptop connected with cables, I don't have it open, but it then lets me, so this one's been locked in by clicking onto that setting there, which locks it into that side. But if I just click on the screens, you'll see that I could have it anywhere at all. You can see that we can sort of move it around. All right. Now I'm going to just close that one down. But you can see that you can also then have the whiteboard. Let's just move that over there. You could have the browser. So let's do that. Or you could have your PC, your laptop being connected. So all of these things you can have at any one time. You'll see then, I'll close down the laptop. You'll see that we have these options on the left-hand side of the toolbar at the top. And what it does is it will lock it into certain sides. So you can have the 2 side by side, or alternatively, you can have them wherever you like. Okay, so let's close them down. The last option that you see on the sidebar is the annotate feature. This would be one of the most popular features that we have. The top one is the pen. Now, if I tap on the pen, you'll see it comes up with a range of different colors. And the bottom one on the right-hand side there allows you to choose a color that may not be visible at this point in time. So I'll just choose a yellow one. So now you'll notice that the pen is yellow. The panel has 50 points of touch, which basically is telling you that you could have multiple people working on the panel at any one time. So you can see there that I have 10 fingers and that I have just put 10 pieces of information onto the panel there. The next one down is the erase. Now with the erase, if I tap it once, I can use what they call a gesture mode. So that's where you can use your hand to rub things out. So did you notice that in the beginning that the actual eraser was small and then the next time it was larger? It depends on the size of your imprint that you put onto the panel. So the first time it was just a few fingers, the second time it was actually using my palm of my hand. If you tap the erase again, it then gives you an option to slide to actually clear. The next option down is a save. Now what this does is it allows you to save whatever you see on the screen as a file. Now it will save it into files, which is right here next to it. It will save it there on the panel itself. If you have a USB plugged in, then it will save it automatically to the USB. The next one down inserts it into the whiteboard. Now, when you are saving these images, remember that the panel doesn't know what it is that it's displaying. So this is a great way for you to get a screenshot, for example, although there is a screenshot tool as well. Third option down is to share with a QR code. So it does depend on where you're working. Some places do actually have it locked down, but what it does is it will display a QR code. You can then scan that with a device that happens to be on exactly the same Wi-Fi network as the panel, and whatever you see on the screen will then automatically appear on that device. You're then able to save it onto your iPad or laptop or mobile phone, for example. The next one down allows you to go to a different place. So for example, we have something written on the panel, and now we want to go and check the answer or the question or whatever it is. So from here, what we can then do is we click on the little mouse over on the second one from the bottom on the annotate toolbar. You'll see that it looks like it's gone away, but from there, we could then go into the browser and ask what time it is, for example, find out the solution, and then we can go back, click on the pen, and you'll see that it comes back. So that's really how it works. It allows you to go off from whatever it is that you're doing at the time and then come back. The last one, of course, is just to close.